Hello, hello, welcome. It's Bex here. I'm with the lovely Ian. I am so grateful that you've stepped up to do this little piece around empowerment. So welcome, sweetheart.
Great to be here. Thanks for asking me.
All right. So first of all, like I said, I just want to make sure I've got your permission to talk all things empowerment and record you and all your wisdom. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
All right, thanks. So I'm going to hand it over to you to introduce yourself and share anything you feel to around all things Ian. So over to you, John.
Well, my name's Ian Hawkins. I guess I always start with me because I think that's the most important thing. So I'm someone who has been on quite a journey myself, and at a basic level, I'm a bit of a sports nut, but I've always loved helping people, and I've now found that place in my world to do that, and I'm loving it. Family man, so wife and 2 kids. Yeah, I don't know what else is to say at the moment. I'm really loving where I'm at in my world at the moment. It doesn't mean I don't have challenges, but I'm loving how things are unfolding and how I'm particularly around this idea of empowerment, but obviously with my own little take on it to help other people really step up and live not the life that other people think, but the life that they truly are meant to live, the life that's fully aligned with them. So that's the space I like to play in.
Awesome, thanks, sweetheart. And you do have a lovely wife and kids. Just so. All right. So just on that, I love how you've kind of led into that segue part of asking the first question, which is, what is empowerment to you?
Yeah, so this has been a big thing, and actually, just thinking about it right now is something that I have had many conversations with you, and you were part of like forming that ability for me. Was actually allowing people to find their own journey. Empowerment is not about someone telling you what to do, someone directing you what to do. Empowerment is helping people to find what it is that they want. And I know now at a deep level that answer is within all of us, if we can take that time to actually connect within and find that silence. I think too often in this world at the moment, people are too busy, too connected to something external, whether that be online people or circumstances, to take that time just to really find out what it is they want. So for me, it's always about starting at that point, getting clarity on what is it that you want? What do you want your life to look like? It doesn't mean you're going to get it perfect when you first do that exercise. Just know that when you set that intention of what it is that you do want in your life, that things will unfold, that you will start gaining a deeper understanding of what it is you truly want. Where you start's never where you're really heading anyway. It just allows you to move forward so you can find what it is that you truly want. And as you move forward, then the path will present itself.
I love that. And having been witness to part of that journey with you, you couldn't have made up some of the stuff that you've been able to access and tap into, which is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely not. Some crazy stuff.
Okay, so in a broader sense, what sort of wisdom would you share someone who's watching this, whether it be woman, man or child? What would you share in terms of wisdom and in regards to empowerment?
Well, there's probably some really key elements to it. One of them is to really remember who it is you are at your essence. So all of us have a gift. All of us have something that we bring to the table that is unique to us. And when you can really find out what that is, empowerment does become much easier. And often people get connected to a career, a vocation, a industry, a department, whatever it is. But I believe it's what you bring in terms of your value that is the key to empowering yourself. But it also empowers other people, and that's the beauty of it. Because when you are able to be you at the best level that you can at any given time, again, it doesn't mean you have to be looking for perfection now. It's just continuing to be as true to you as you can. You actually give other people in your life the permission to do that too. And it's just, to me, it's just so beautiful when you start doing those things and you watch people around you, not because you've told them what to do or tried to coach them or fix them, but you've just been you and watched them improve and things change. It's incredible. And Tingle's now saying it, right? So I'm obviously on the right path. It's really tuning into what it is uniquely you. And it's not about, like, I've done so many of those personality things, and they still are a big part of what I coach and what I help people with. It's really going deeper than that. Just what is that? That is that basic thing. You've been doing it all your life. You do it for free. And when I talk purpose, it's not necessarily that traditional purpose model you talk about. But that's the bit I love. It's helping people just find what is their purpose now, not trying to find this mystical purpose for their whole life, because there's too much pressure in that. It's just finding what it is that you bring. And again, like I said, you've been doing it all your life. It's just really starting to remember what that is. The other probably key part is healing. And again, we talked about some of the experiences we've had together. So much of that at the time, I was trying to get, I had some intention I wanted to get out of it, whether it be around business or coaching or whatever. But really, the real work that I was doing in so many of those early personal development programs I did was my own healing. And I do so much healing now, and there's still more layers of the onion to peel back. But to really empower yourself, you've got to clear that emotional, mental, spiritual, physical anchors that are really holding you back. Because until you do that, there'll always be something that will self-sabotage you. There'll always be something that, those moments when you go, why did I even do that? Or why can't I go and do that? So yeah, you just got to keep healing. And there's so many different ways to heal. Most of them aren't seen in the public eye. Most of them, they're in the public eye, but they're not wide, they're not mainstream, they're not widely spread. But there's so many powerful ways to heal what it is that you're holding on to. And when you can do that, then yeah, there's just so much joy and fulfillment on the other side. And it's really amazing what you can achieve.
I love that. There's so much in all of that. But the common thread that really stands out in what you said, and obviously what I know of you over the years, is the relentless commitment to keep going deeper and finding it, getting closer and closer to that essence. You're relentless with it. And I love the fact that everything that you've just said presupposes that you're that committed. And my little, I guess when I say what I stand for, when I say I stand for empowerment, my personal belief is that freedom is our divine birthright to live free, and our empowerment is our commitment to live that in this lifetime, in Earth School, in this body. And I think, and you're the example of that relentless commitment and how you've gone about doing that, and now have such awareness and articulation. And I see that you're doing such great work helping others. So I just wanted to kind of point out that thread that's not said, but is absolutely coming through in you. Yeah,
it doesn't make it easy. It doesn't mean that like that relentless.
Well, we'd all be doing it then, wouldn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Like shit, the ups and downs. It's a roller coaster, but you just get so much better at just letting the shit pass and keep moving forward, knowing it's not going to be forever. It's just riding out the waves, so to speak.
You've just reminded me, one of my dad's favourite sayings was always, like a good shit, it too will pass.
Dads, they have a way of articulating things perfectly, don't they?
Yeah, good old dad jokes. All right, Doug. So the final part of this is 3 hot tips, according to you, that you would suggest people could implement, do, apply, whatever it is. What are your 3 hot tips?
What I've already mentioned is finding out what's uniquely you. So it may be thinking about what you do in your work. It may be thinking about the timeline of your life, what it is that you do. And I'll give you an example. For me, I've always been like probably as a shy kid sitting on the periphery of conversations, just wanting to be in there. I always had a deep need for connection and just didn't know really how to unlock that for so many years. And conversation. So as a shy kid who wanted to be connected and talking, I wasn't doing that, but I knew in my heart that I wanted to, because it was always calling me forward. And so it's really finding out what that is. What is calling you forward all the time? What's that thing that's nagging at you, going, why don't you do more of that? Connect with that is the truth will set you free, as they say. And the healing thing, you just find. I'm a big believer. Don't go and you have to do this, and this, right? You have to find what works for you. So even with the healing, I'm not telling you you have to go and get any healing done. I'm just telling you there's something there that's sitting there that triggers you, that you know you want to work on. Then start asking questions and see what you find. Because you'll go on a journey where some sort of solution will turn up which you weren't expecting. For example, you might go on a business building retreat in Bali and end up on some crazy spiritual journey where you're getting to connect with your dad who's been passed for many years. You can't, like you said before, you can't make that shit up. But that's what the experience for me was incredible. And so that's just one pretty out there sort of example, but obviously that's one extreme. The other extreme is, seeing someone like a kinesiologist or having a coach that will help you work through what it is that's stopping you. And I know I said that I would do this pretty unstructured and not to take too many notes. I did take a couple of notes because I did want to make sure that I had everything. And like I said before, about when you give yourself permission to be you and start being empowered yourself, you give other people permission to do the same. So it's about connecting with why. Why do you want to do that? And for most of us, there's people in our life who we want to help. We want to help them to be better. We want to have certain things in our life. We want to feel how we want to feel. But most importantly, there's someone that we want to be. We want to be able to show up in a certain way. And when you can start to do that, then everything changes. So it really is about just giving yourself that permission to be yourself and not trying to find perfection, not trying to go on this path where the analogy is rowing upstream where it's hard work. The answer is not to take more action and do more. It's actually to find what it is that just unfolds with ease, to allow the stream to take you down. Because like with a creek or the river going through the rapids, there's going to be obstacles, there's going to be things that stop you. But when you get towards the bottom of that river, momentum builds and you either hit a waterfall, so it may be a challenge, or you may just come out in the opening to the ocean, and what's on the other side of that is a massive expanse of opportunity. And to me, it's just remembering that, like when you start connecting with you and empowering you, then things will flow, it'll become easier and easier, and then suddenly there is a world of there's an ocean out there, there's a world of opportunities out there for who knows what could show up, and being prepared to be open to those opportunities.
Yeah, I love that, and it's definitely the openness, and that's something I've honoured in you before. That your willingness, commitment, and openness to go there is how you get to the expanse of water pretty quickly. So find out what's uniquely you, connect with your calling, and what I'm hearing is a lot of that. The how-to part is you've done that through experiences, showing up, putting yourself in places, and finding out what happens, and and not having a preconceived, or even if you did have at least some intentions of what you'd like to experience, but open to and any other miracles that might show up, and permission. And that's a big piece of what, I don't know if you saw my video I did around what the Oxford Dictionary and Collins dictionaries and places like that. I did. That whole part around permission is if it's some external thing. I love that there is a piece that can be external, and I was kind of taking the pee a little bit about, somebody comes along and knocks on the door and goes, here's your permission slip, you can now go off and be empowered. However, there is the external part where someone like you, who's the living example of doing that, kind of goes, well, if Ian's doing it, maybe there's a part of me that I can do that. And the permission is still granted internally, but the inspiration for it comes externally. So
100%. Yeah, well said. And it's just unlocking really what's already in that person. You're not telling them that they have to go and do it. It's just permission is that external, as you say.
Awesome. Well, thank you for letting us spend 10 minutes shining the light on all things Ian, so that you go forth and continue to do that in the world for everybody else. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Loved having it.
Anytime, Beck, and again, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
All right, sweetheart. Take care. Bye-bye.